This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
All right, we're gonna try this out. Can you hear anything? You hear nothing. We're live.
We are live in each other's living rooms, except, well, no, my living room and your
living room. Yeah.
Well, my dining room.
My closet.
And your closet.
Yeah.
So
welcome.
Welcome to the first live Geek Pants Camcast.
Yeah, I've been putting this together for a few days, hoping it would go good when live time happened, and it seems like it's going good.
Yeah, so we're only a few minutes late, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. No one's on here anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main thing.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah. I was almost gonna say we should probably drop What We Do in the Shadows, because I haven't watched it since.
Oh no!
Like almost a month ago.
Oh well, that's not that bad.
But I watched a couple of clips beforehand, so we'll get our giggle on, as some people say.
I put Thirst on again the other night just to kind of see if I can get it. Still don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, it's we'll get to that. I don't want to jump ahead, only because I do want to talk a bit of wrestling, but I'll keep it brief because I know that we don't want to be up all fucking night, and I think Kenneth just stifled the yawn already.
What? No, I'm good. I'm good.
So I just have to say this. Okay. As much as I am sick to death of Roman Reigns as being the dual champion or the only world champion, I'm loving this Bloodline storyline with fucking Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and obviously Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. Like if you would have told me that not only are we looking at potentially one of the top baby faces since, I'm going to go ahead and say since Daniel Bryan.
Oh yeah.
For being like the most over. Like Drew McIntyre was very, very close. Unfortunately, it was when there was no crowds.
Yeah. Well, exactly, right?
And then when the crowds came back, they were already on the Roman plan. So they were like, they're going to push you, but not as much. So it'd be interesting to see if the full machine behind Drew, but maybe next year. Who knows?
Maybe.
But Sami Zayn, and I don't get me wrong, like when he started chumming around with them, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is good. This will turn him babyface. And then he and Kevin Owens can take the tag belts off the Usos at WrestleMania, right? Now, I'm like, okay, well, they're still not sure if The Rock is going to be at WrestleMania. And if The Rock's not at WrestleMania, they might go with Cody Rhodes. But I actually kind of want them to go with Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn, out of all the guys on the roster, is the one that beats Roman Reigns and has that 2-belt salute.
That would be amazing.
It would be fucking huge.
And at WrestleMania, it'd be like the Guerrero Benoit days all over again.
Like it'd be like Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan beating
exactly
like 3 guys in one fucking night. You know? That I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I love Sami Zayn, and I've loved Sami Zayn since he's been in since in NXT. I'm familiar with him as El Generico, but I never really watched any of his shit because I never really had access to Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
and it's the same reason why I was familiar with Kevin Steen, but never watched any of their shit until obviously now.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, okay, let's fucking do that. Let's do that. It's funny that's the story, and that's the best story they've got going on right now.
Oh yeah, no, it's fantastic. I'm loving it. Like I'm not tired of it at all. I was more tired of it a year ago. Now I'm just like, keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Like especially because a year ago we were like, well, maybe Roman might win it. Or lose it beforehand, and Drew might take it or someone. But now we're like, well, there's depending on who he wrestles at WrestleMania, he's holding it through WrestleMania.
Oh yeah,
and he might only lose one title at WrestleMania. If
I mean, hard to say. I guess it depends on how quick he wants to hop into that Hollywood career.
I think if he doesn't lose at WrestleMania. He loses shortly after that. Yeah, WrestleMania Backlash or the pay-per-view after that, and then he's gone for like 4 or 5 months.
Oh yeah, he's on full
like even on light
time.
duty. He's doing quite a bit.
He's on Brock Lesnar scheduling.
Right, and like it's deserved. This entire run has put him at that stage. They put him exactly where he should be at that attraction level. So now he can do the Brock Lesnar where he can take a couple months off if he wants, come back in for a couple months, put someone over, or like put someone over in defeat or in victory. Like, because Roman's at the point where he could make a guy look good even though he pins him.
Oh, absolutely.
Like look at Logan Paul. Now, not to take anything away from Logan Paul, because that guy is a fucking natural for this business. I said it before. I feel bad for Dominic Mysterio because it's Dominic Mysterio. So his dad's Rey Mysterio. And it's not fair to put that on him, but he came in wrestling as Dominic Mysterio. Okay? Charlotte didn't start calling herself Charlotte Flair. She called herself Charlotte. Okay. Yeah. Yes, her gimmick is the Nature Boy's gimmick, but they're leaning more into it more now on since she's been on regular TV than she was in NXT. You know what I mean? But anyway, I mean, he's been in this a lot longer, regardless of the family aspect. Dominic's been in this a lot longer on the main event level, like at the TV level. He didn't go through NXT. He was like Braun Strowman. He went straight up to main roster, which, okay, fine. Your dad's Rey Mysterio. I get it.
Gotta have some perks.
But for a guy that's wrestled, 3 matches? Yeah, 1 tag. Oh, I think it's only 2. Regardless, 2-3 matches. He's eclipsing a large chunk of the roster. Like, it's not just Dominic. There's guys that I'm looking at like you've been wrestling on the indies, now you're in NXT, and you're not putting together matches like that. Now, obviously, he's not wrestling, 4 or 5 days a week, every week, so that's different.
Yeah.
He ain't going to be that good if he's wrestling on that schedule. But yeah, so not to take anything from that, but also that match would have sucked balls if Roman couldn't carry him.
True.
You could do the greatest spots in the world, but if the guy that you're supposed to get hit and i.e. catch you looks like shit, then you look like shit too. And then it looks fake.
Oh, absolutely. But those shots of that match were insane.
That one shot where Roman is winding up, and Logan Paul is coming at him from the air, is wow.
That's a superhero shot right there.
Wow. We're gonna see that clip for years to come.
Yep.
Even if this might be the last match Logan Paul ever wrestles because he's out on a pretty big injury, I don't think that's the case. But you never know. Like his handlers and the insurance people, it might be the same with The Rock. They might just be like, look, buddy, if you do this again, we can't insure you, okay? Yeah. You're fucked. So it's up to you. Go right ahead. We don't care, but we can't back you on this one. You know? Yeah. And obviously he's going to stick with what he's doing now. He doesn't need this money, but he's certainly proven that he's worth that contract so far.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Logan Paul fan at all.
As a person, I'm not a big fan of that whole family. Those two are both like, I know they not necessarily have done the same shit that they used to do back in the day, but I'm not looking at them like they're paragons of virtue by any means. Okay.
Yeah.
But that guy understands the business the only thing he doesn't get is that he should be a heel. That's the only thing.
100%.
That's the only thing. Like, I know he wants to be a baby face. I get it. I see the promos and even the way he's acting. Like, I understand he wants to be that cool, good guy. But they fucking hate you. They're booing you. Lean into it, buddy.
Yeah.
Lean into it.
Listen to Roman on this. Lean into it.
But at the same time, having said that, I mean, you keep knocking these out of the fucking park to the point where, again, I hate to harp on Dominic, but I'm sorry, that's going to be the thing. Like, it's crazy that he's at the level that he's at.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you threw Dominic in a match with Roman, what happens? Roman kills him. And I can prove that because it already happened.
There's no competition there.
It wasn't even a match. It was Roman killed him. That was it. Whereas in this one, yes, there was bullshit with the bloodline and bullshit with Logan's crew. Okay. There had to be. There absolutely had to be. Okay. But you had Roman actually sitting there looking at him like, holy fuck, I almost lost to this guy. Like, that is incredible. And that's what I mean. So Roman won.
Oh, yeah.
And there was no doubt in anyone's mind that Roman was going to win. There was no doubt, okay? And I said myself, like, that's the safest championship match for Saudi Arabia because I don't watch those shows. Mm-hmm. And I know who's going to win. I'm sure the match is going to be great. But fuck it. Whatever.
Yep.
And yet, at the end of that match, Roman didn't have to act like he was stunned and he could have lost this match. He didn't have to do that. But he did. They fucking threw him a bone.
Oh, big time.
That's how you do it.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. So that's it. So Sami Zayn, world champion, main event of WrestleMania. Do it, guys. Do it. Okay.
Well, if they could flip this around and Zayn's got the titles next year, that'd be amazing.
Look at this. You get all you need is Sami Zayn to get like ousted from the bloodline a month before, 2 months before the show, right? Have him fucking win Royal Rumble. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then have him enlist Kevin Owens, have him enlist Drew McIntyre, have him enlist Matt Riddle, because Matt Riddle is a good guy and he'll help out anybody. Plus, he hates the fucking bloodline.
Yeah, unless they're playing his bongos.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some things that Triple H is doing really, really well. And then there's some aspects that he's not doing really well, particularly Matt Riddle and Austin Theory. Those two are getting fucked right now. And I'm not sure why. Not sure why. Throw Seth Rollins in there because he's now officially a babyface.
Oh, yeah.
And so then you've got the bloodline covered. So while the bloodline is distracted from all those other guys, Sami Zayn can score a win.
Mm-hmm.
He can lie, cheat, and steal.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, because otherwise we get to see Roman Reigns beat The Rock, which, fine, whatever. And then the question again will be, like I've said, up until the most recent version of the Bloodline story, where I go, well, what next? Like, how much fucking longer does he have to hold this title? We get it. You won. We all like Roman now. You win.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
You won us over. It's done.
Between Vince and Triple H, you guys did it. We're like, yes, he's established. Now get him off our TVs. I'm fucking sick of it. Take the belts off him, wreck the bloodline, destroy it all, dismantle it. But let's do something else now. Fuck. After WrestleMania, I'm gonna be on this. I'm gonna be like, Jesus fucking Christ, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. That's it for wrestling. That's it for wrestling.
That's record time.
Yep. And I'm not saying anything else because it's probably going to spew out of me.
Let it pour.
So this is late, but better late than never, the wrap up to our Vampire Camcast, our international Vampire Camcast. So to recap, earlier we brought you Let the Right One In, and we brought you, of course, now I'm drawing a blank, Kronos, okay?
A little bit of Sweden and a little bit of Mexico.
We raved about both those movies.
Yeah.
And next up, we've got, Thirst. Mm-hmm. We've got a girl who walks alone at night. No, a girl who walks alone at night
walks home alone at night. Yeah, it's a title. It's a title.
A girl walks home alone at whatever. Fuck, I don't care. Yeah. It's a long title about a girl walking at night. Alone. And also to wrap it up, we've got a little bit of what we call What We Do in the Shadows. Not the TV show, which I haven't seen at all, but I wish I did.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
But it's the actual original movie that show is based off of.
Yeah.
So, having said that, before I do any further, Kenneth,
Chris,
thank you for setting up this live camcast.
Thank you for joining it.
I had no choice. This is not my day job, but one day maybe.
I'm hoping so.
Especially if we get that sweet sponsor from Manscaped.
Right? They don't know the money they're missing by not signing you. I mean, fucking.
I actually, honestly,
who wouldn't want a centaur on their team?
The joke is because I'm like hairy from the waist down. Yeah, that's the joke.
Full on pants.
I gotta say though, I think if we ever got into a position where we were able to do sponsors, I would like to do it if we could get away with it. If we could do it like Norm Macdonald. You ever see him do his sponsor spiels?
No.
Oh my God. He's it's like hold on, we gotta talk about our sponsor, and it's like it's Norm, so he's doing his Norm thing, and he's like, yeah. Our sponsor is Man Great for your barbecue, the Man Great. So it'd just be shit like that. But anyway, so Thirst came out in 2009. Its budget was a paltry $5 million. Just kidding. $5 million is actually pretty good for a movie like this.
That's quite a bit.
I couldn't find a worldwide box office on this, but I got the U.S. box office, and it was $13 million. So
made a
real
profit.
good.
Yeah.
Very nice. So if it made money in the U.S., it made money all over Korea and everywhere else. So
yeah,
this is one of the rare ones on our list that was a smash success. The director, Park Chan-wook.
Yep, he's not for everybody, but he's a great director.
No, he is prolific, and yes, he is not for everybody. Most people will go, Park Chan-wook, I don't know who that is. But if I go, have you seen Old Boy? Most people will go, yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy. Okay.
Josh
some people
Brolin's
might go,
bomb in that.
Some people might go, wait, didn't Spike Lee direct Old Boy? And those people should not watch our campus.
And it wasn't a film; it was a joint. It was
a joint. That's right. That's right. Starring, oh God, Sung Kang-ho, who plays Sang Hyun, a Catholic priest who becomes a vampire. Kim Uk Bin plays Taiju, wife of Sang's friend. Kim Hae Suk, Mrs. Ra, weirdly enough, mother of Kang Woo, who is Sang's friend. Shin Ha-kyun plays Kang Woo, the friend of Sang and Taiju's husband. Park In-hwan is Priest Ro, Sang's blind boss. Song Young is Chang. Oh no, Song Young Chang is Sung Dai or Day, retired cop and Kang Woo's friend. Oh Dal Soo Young Do. Oh no, hold on. Oh Dal Soo plays Young Do.
Oh man, people don't know what they're missing by not being on here right now.
Who is a friend of Kang Woo. Yeah, they're missing some shit right now.
Some shit.
Some shit. Where was I? Oh yeah, nice one. I like this one. Ra Mira, Nurse You. That's it.
That's great. Ramira.
That's it. Should have saved her for last because I've got Huang Wu is Suil Hai, the Whistle Girl. Okay. Oh. And then we've got Eric Ebune, Emmanuel Research Director, and Mercedes Cabral, Evelyn Young Du's girlfriend.
All right.
That's it. That's all for the cast. So the story, basic premise of the story is a Catholic priest volunteers to partake in an experiment to find a vaccine for the deadly Emmanuel virus, but instead he becomes a vampire. So the story is awesome. Like the actual concept of the story is really great.
Yeah.
Absolutely great concept for the story. I love the idea of this priest is like, I just want to help. And they're like, cool. And then the side effect of trying to help out is horrible lesions, like monkeypox style lesions, and a thirst for blood.
No big deal.
But the trade-off is you get to do some sweet vampire moves.
Yeah.
Which we didn't see too much in the last two movies, but in this one, they had some moves. They had a couple of vampire moves.
There's some sweet moves.
Yeah.
I mean, and he totally left his religion behind to bang a girl.
Well, technically, he started to leave it because of the vampirism, but ultimately, yes, it was for
we'll blame that on the vampirism.
Yeah. This was another one where they treated the vampirism as if it was like a junkie, like a drug addiction.
Yes. Yeah.
But they did a lot of, like all these movies on this list did a lot of really cool things with the lore. But like little things, like I liked, it's so twisted to say this, but I liked how the priest didn't want to kill anybody. So he siphoned blood off this dude in a coma. So I have that visual of him just lying on the floor beside him with tubes in his mouth and he's just sucking blood straight from the guy. I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. But it's great because you're like, well, I mean, that's probably the least offensive way of doing it.
Yeah.
But so that was cool. I also liked how he actually tried to kill himself too. Like once he like starts to, he's like, oh man, I really shouldn't do this. This is not cool for me. You know? Really, I had no problems with the story right up until he falls in love with Taiju. After that, I was like,
oh really? That's where it lost you, eh?
No, actually, it lost me right at the point where, like, she finds, like, she's trying to get him to kill her husband.
Yeah.
That's when it starts to lose me, because it was just really hard to follow at that point, because it was a lot of, like he was into her, but then she was, like, into him, and then he kills her husband, but she wasn't really into him. She was making shit up about being abused. And then I was like, what is happening? And and it was, she'd go like super hot and cold.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I like,
she was flipping all over.
And look, like,
she was a crazy bitch. I guess.
Yeah, she was a fucking crazy bitch.
Lunatic.
She was a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
And for anybody that watches this, whether you come in live or you watch the Camcast afterwards, I don't want to hear. No one's gonna leave a comment anyway, but I don't want to hear, but like, oh, that's the director. Like, his movies are fucked. Yeah, they're all fucked. Every single movie I've seen is not they're fucked, but they weren't hard to follow. That whole middle sequence was me just being like, what? What?
I don't know. Maybe it's like a South Korean thing. Like, maybe they can understand what's going on there better than we can here. But
maybe
there was a lot of cool visuals, which, I mean, that's to be expected with his films. Like, visuals were gorgeous.
I mean, fuck, the coolest visual of all. Yeah. The coolest visual of all. Sorry to cut you off. Is the visual of that crow-looking priest without the white piece, because he's a vampire, so he's taken that out.
Yeah.
And he looked like the Crow, or he kind of looked like Death from Sandman, or not not Death. Well, the Sandman, actually, the Dream.
Yeah.
But like, just that visual of all black. Hair's kind of fucked up. Like, he looked fucking cool. He looked super cool.
What I really, really love was the first person views when he was going on the rooftops and stuff. Fuck. If I mean, the Crow remake is happening, but if they pull that off in the Crow remake, the first person
Crow remake's not happening, bud. Don't hold your breath.
It's already shot. It just filmed.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Every movie that's ever been shot gets a release. I know.
Well, I mean, unless you're Batgirl.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Tax cutting measures over on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like, the story overall, like I said, I think it's just that one fucking and maybe I just have to watch it again. Maybe I have to watch it again. Well, you said you watched it again recently, right?
I watched the last half again.
So you skipped
where it went off the rails. Because I knew what was happening. So, like, I watched the last half. I got a little bit of it, but it's just really fucking out there at times. Like, once she becomes a vampire, and then you get that crazy Romeo and Juliet type love story.
Yeah,
I kind of dug it. It reminded me of the end of Blade 2.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree with that.
But the whole that in between,
it's getting there.
Movie, yeah,
it's that one chunk from the setup, and then once they get into the meat and potatoes, then it's just like I don't like this part right here, because everything after that's fine. Like even the end is awesome. I think the end
is fucking nuts.
Oh, like, I love it though.
Let's hide in the trunk. He just blows the trunk off the car.
But I even love the fact that he's just sitting there going like, he finally wins out and he goes, no, we can't be alive. We gotta die. Yeah. We gotta fucking die. And of course she's like, fucking vampires rule, and he's just like, yeah, we rule. Let's go for a drive in the desert for no reason. And for no reason, let's take your mother.
Yeah.
That's the only part about the ending that I was like, why the fuck is she here?
I guess he figured he'd give her a show.
He might have just doomed her. He might have doomed her too.
Yeah, she's fucked for life now. She never spoke again.
But I do love the realization from what's her face, Taiju, where she's just like, we're in the fucking desert.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can't possibly get away. There's no fucking way. There's no way. I'm fucked.
A desert that just so happens to have a waterfront.
I mean, it's in Korea, right?
I guess they're out there.
It's Korea. I don't know the geology or how that works. But I guess I'm saying geography because geology is for rocks, but whatever.
I don't know how that works either.
Yeah, I don't. I know it's a study of rocks, and I say good for you. Good for you.
Good for you. Where did they come from?
What else? Yeah, I mean, like I said, story is basically just the beginning and right up and like a little bit to the end, middle, and then a little bit after that bit. The rest of the movie is it's great. It's still a great vampire movie. I still recommend that you see this. And if you're a Park fan and you haven't seen this, like you got to see this.
You're missing out. I mean, Park doing a vampire film is something that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Like, fuck.
But yeah, no, this would probably be on the lower end of movies that he's done that I enjoy.
I would have to agree, and it's sad because like I said, the premise is awesome. The concept too, like you said, like fucking Park doing a vampire movie. You're like, yeah, okay, sign me up. Like, yes.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I'll rewatch it because, well, at this stage in the game, I'm gonna rewatch every one of the movies that we've talked about because they're all really good. And I might be in a better headspace. Maybe that's the case. I might be a little bit more open-minded.
I was definitely in a better headspace when I watched the last half of this again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I think that's
especially when it's a subtitle film. You know, you really you can't go into them sleepy because you're gonna fall asleep reading.
Yeah, but I think the problem for me was the frustration from that one segment bled into the rest.
Yeah. No, I get
so that I guarantee you that like I watch it and I know I'm gonna get to that part. And I'm like, I just have to get through that part.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? I might even get to that part and be like, it's not as bad. It's not as bad. And then of course, obviously the rest of the movie is great.
Yeah.
But I mean shit, like I love how his priest boss is just like, hey man, why don't you make me a vampire too, son? Come on, spread that shit around. Don't just give it to your girl. Why don't you give it to me? I can't fucking see. I also like how he thinks that all of a sudden he's going to be able to see again.
It heals all.
Yeah, like, no, all it does is it freezes you in that moment in time. And then that's it. You know?
Imagine how pissed off he'd be if he did get it and he's like, oh my God, I still can't see. I got to spend an eternity blind.
Right? It's like, well, like we mentioned Kirsten Dunst in Interview with the Vampire. It's that same thing. It's just, so yeah. And obviously like not only now I live forever, but I can't fucking see, which is the whole point of this. This is all I wanted. And then of course, Priest Vampire is got to just be like, hey, look, man, I don't know what to tell you. I gave you exactly what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell you you'd be able to see again.
It's a fucking bullshit. How am I going to see if it's daylight outside?
Yeah. Not only that, I'm old. I'm going to be an old vampire. Yeah, but you'll be a strong vampire. I mean, you're a vampire, so you'll be stronger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed.
I'd be pissed.
I'd be pissed if I was an old vampire.
Yep.
And I'd be pissed if I was like a young vampire. I think like the perfect age of the vampire is like 25 to 30. That's the perfect age.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Even like right now, I'm feeling like I'd be too old for a vampire.
Now I would take it. But I think I couldn't go anything past 40 though.
No.
Or unless like I'm in phenomenal shape. Like I'm losing weight now. So like maybe in a year when I'm back to like my optimal weight, maybe then. But
yeah, how's metabolism work if you're a vampire? If you're fat, do you stay fat forever, or can you still lose weight?
I don't know. See, I assume, like I said, I feel like you're frozen kind of in time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you see fat vampires.
That's true.
I mean, look at Quinn from Blade, the seminal classic vampire movie.
Yes.
What's his name? Quinn? Donald Logue? I think it was Quinn.
Yeah, I think it was Quinn. That sounds right.
He wasn't like a fat piece of shit, but he had a gut on him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He didn't give a fuck because he was a vampire and he was hanging out with fucking Deacon Frost. That's how you get all the bitches.
Oh yeah, Deacon.
Yeah, but I mean, but I guess it also depends. Like, if you're born a vampire,
I've never understood that concept either. Born a vampire. Well, how'd you age?
Well, and that's the thing. I think it's just it depends on the movie.
Around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a weird one.
It's weird.
But I guess I guess what it is like you age, but obviously it's slower. So you could be like a kid for like 100 years.
Yeah. You got that Benjamin Button thing going on.
Yeah. And then like for 200 years, you're like in puberty. That'd be horrible. Can you imagine being in puberty for 200 years?
Oh, just
2-3 years is good enough.
2 centuries of your voice cracking.
Yeah. And like patchy fucking facial hair.
Yeah.
You know?
Acne.
Yeah, no kidding.
I still get this as a vampire?
Yeah, exactly. I thought the whole point was to be better than humans.
Well,
I have the same shit. It just lasts longer.
The only good thing for complexion is the sun. So
yeah,
kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're popping vitamin C. Just eating supplements like crazy. Like I fucking hate oranges, but I gotta do something about this. I don't know. So anyway, do you have anything else to say about the story?
Story? No. It was
okay.
Yeah.
So visuals, I already touched upon the Crow dream inspired look of Sang-hyun, but I got to go back to that. I loved that he was in the priest uniform almost the entire time, and when he was like vampire-like, that thing was out. The habit or whatever it's called, that was out, and he was like, fuck, even just like the fight scenes were awesome. Oh, he sat right on my foot.
Oh,
it is but it's also like, get the fuck off my foot. You weigh 100 pounds. Okay, bud, lie down. I don't know. Look at me. You chose to go there. Anyway, the vampire fight scenes were awesome. I loved the way they made it look almost fake, but just like wire fu, but like really good wire fu.
Yeah.
And then to echo your point earlier, the POV parkour shit.
That stuff was awesome.
That's always awesome. That's always
when it wasn't in point of view, you could tell it was very much wire fu.
Oh yeah.
Like that part with the two of them on the rooftops. It was like Crouching Tiger in the city.
Yeah, exactly. Which I didn't mind because
I didn't mind it.
I like those movies.
Yeah.
But like, and that's why I said like it's obviously wire fu, but it is a better form of wire fu. I've seen some shitty wire fu. Like Bulletproof Monk. I love Bulletproof Monk, but that's some shitty wire fu.
Oh, that's shitty wire fu.
Ooh, 100%. It's so bad. But the movie's fucking great though.
Iron Monkey? Was it Iron Monkey?
Iron Monkey's another one that's yeah. Donnie Yen. But that was one of those like in that mini Asian explosion because of
because I watched
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
And then Iron Monkey went to theaters and Quentin Tarantino was presenting it, and I remember just like being so disappointed.
I know, like I never watched it in the theater. I watched it years later, and I remember like, and I watched it just because I was like, oh fuck, I'll watch this, you know. And then I was watching it, and I was like, I'm so glad that I paid $0 to see this. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I love the theater. We know this. I love theater, and theater sometimes can make a movie experience better. There's no way. There's no way that would have done it.
There's no way.
Well, you would know because you've seen it. You paid money for it.
It's right up there with Mission to Mars as like worst theater experiences.
Oh wait. Yeah, a little bit of a mix-up here. Okay, we're good. We're good now. Other than that, one of the things I thought was really crazy was when he accidentally kills Taiju.
Oh yeah,
and her neck's all contorted, and I was just like, and then of course, because like I'm thinking like vampirism is Snapshot. I'm like, well, don't bite her now. You know, she's gonna be pissed. Like, I can't believe you fucking made me a vampire with this, and it's all just like cricks and cracks all around. Just... Meanwhile, he's probably just sitting there like, could you not do that around me?
Walk around looking at the ceiling. Ah!
But yeah, so story, visuals. I mean, it's another park thing where you're gonna get some really insane visuals.
Mm-hmm.
The cinematographer also really good. The death scene where he kills the boyfriend was weird, really weird. Like you don't see vampires on boats too often. And I remember that scene. Like I remember thinking to myself, like they're taking a really long time to kill him. But then when he does kill him, it's that hauntingly beautiful shot of him in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh, fuck, that's crazy. That is so cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, again, the visuals kind of pull this film through.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Like, you could just have this on mute and just be blown away by the visuals.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, I probably would enjoy it more muted.
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking, like, maybe my next viewing will be at mute with subtitles, and then that's it. But yeah, overall, I can't fault the visuals. No, or anything.
It's not a bad film. At first, I thought it was just like, oh man, I don't know about this, but it's not.
No, at the beginning, right from the get-go, I was like, okay, yep, all right, sign me up. This is good. This is good. And then I got to that one section, like I keep saying, and then I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
What is wrong with me that I can't catch this? And then out of that, I was like, okay, all right. And then I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this.
And it sure didn't help either that we were watching in sequence to these movies that I actually consider masterpieces. You know,
that was the other part.
Like,
I think
this is in between.
I watched Chronos. I watched first, and then I watched this one. So yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, you're right.
Oh, you watched this after Chronos? Okay, I watched them all in order. So
I didn't.
I did let the right one in, and then I did Thirst. And then I went to A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, which I think I like even more on the second viewing.
I definitely do. Amazing. I have to say, I definitely do. Yeah. You got anything else for visuals?
I do not, sir.
Okay. Actors. Cast is great.
Well, the cast is fantastic. Yeah.
I'm laughing because it's like, it's almost a running gag where the first line is cast is great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the chemistry, I got to say, though, even though I don't agree with how things were done necessarily, the chemistry between Song Kang-ho and Kim Mok-bin is, like, off the charts.
Oh, yeah.
Like, 100%. Right away. Like, the second that they were kind of getting chummy, I was like, oh, Vampire Priest is going to get some pussy.
Don't get it out.
You know, and he did, obviously.
Song Kang-ho, is that what it is?
I'll also settle for Song.
Song Kang-ho. He's a great actor.
Oh yeah,
like he's one of those guys where I never remember his name, but when I see his face, I'm like, yes.
Well, it doesn't help that they're not Korean,
right? I mean, but like the host. Oh man, the host is so good.
Parasite,
so good. Parasite. He is probably one of the best actors from that country. So,
he is so good. He's so good. And I did the same thing you did. As soon as I saw his face, I was like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
You got like Check, you got Park, you got fucking Song Kang-ho. It's just like, yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And like, he is such a good actor because, well, fuck, he was also in, I think he was Mr. Vengeance, actually.
Oh, he might have been, eh? Because I thought they definitely did another film in the past. Oh, Lady Vengeance.
Yeah, but he was quick, like.
Oh, Memories of Murder. He was in. Oh yeah, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance.
Yeah, that's right. He did like a cameo in Lady Vengeance.
Man, he's been in so much. So much. I'm looking at his list right now.
I haven't watched Snowpiercer yet.
The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. That's a great film. Oh man, Snowpiercer's insane.
That's what I keep hearing that. I'm like, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it.
So good.
But yeah. So again, like getting back to that, it's just one of those. He's just one of those guys. You're just like, oh, okay, all right. But what I was getting at is I don't think I've ever seen him play the same role or same character ever. No. He's different characters every time. So it's not like Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen is Seth Rogen in almost every movie.
In almost everything.
You know? And don't get me wrong. If I'm going to be in movies and they're going to pay me money to just be me.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, yeah. Fuck it. I watched the last, 4 Tom Cruise movies where you're or Tom Cruise, like Mission Impossible movies. So the last 4 Mission Impossible movies where you're just like that's Tom Cruise. Mm-hmm. If he were a spy. Like it's not, yeah. You know what I mean? Like he's not doing anything other than just being himself. Like, cause you hear the stuff where he fucking fences and he rock climbs and he scuba dives and he's got a real estate license and you're just like, yeah, okay, wow, you do all this shit. And it's like, or even like one of my favorite lines is Valkyrie, where they're just like, yeah, so I understand you learned some German for this movie, and Tom Cruise is just like, no, I learnt German. Full stop. Yeah, I didn't learn the lines for the movie. No, I learned German. Like,
a whole language.
Like, like I feel like sometimes someone must be like, yeah, we didn't ask you to do that.
Yeah.
It's great. Don't get me wrong. So I think like Tom Cruise might be the closest thing to a real life Batman.
Oh, 100%.
It's shitty though that we've got the closest thing to a real life Batman is Tom Cruise, which not everybody likes. And I gotta say, like, all jokes aside, if Scientology is half as bad as the shit I've heard, and he's still the poster boy for it, it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
No.
But on the flip side, you've got the closest thing to Tony Stark is Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon Musk. And
what a world.
But the difference is, the only reason why we have the closest thing to Tony Stark is Elon Musk is because I think he had a great marketing company behind him.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't do anything. He's not a self-made man, and Tony Stark wasn't a self-made man either. His dad made money the same way he was doing it, but Tony actually built stuff. He actually physically built stuff with his hands. Mm-hmm. I mean, he built the arc reactor in a freaking cave. So Elon Musk was just born into money and then used his money to buy stuff. He didn't create Tesla. He bought it. He didn't create electric cars. He just bought Tesla itself. He didn't do anything. Nothing. Everything he's talked about, he didn't do any fucking thing. All he did was he went like this. You need this much to do this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Tony Stark. So it's weird that we're in this stage where we got the closest thing to these characters.
Yeah.
They're both not necessarily people you should try to emulate.
But if we had a DC versus Marvel and it was Tom Cruise versus Elon Musk, we know DC wins.
Oh, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
I mean, and I'll give Elon Musk an entire year to get in fighting shape. Okay, because it's not fair to just point Tom Cruise as he is right now.
Yeah.
At Elon Musk as he is right now. Right. But I'll give Elon Musk and carte blanche. I don't give a fuck. Steroids, speed, whatever you got to do to get into that shape and to be able to sit there and go, I can finally fucking do this. And it's still going to be just an annihilation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, his finishing move is removing Tom's blue check mark from Twitter.
Right. And Tom's finishing move is to let the full force of Scientology come down on Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I made you think it was going to be a fist fight. No.
No.
It was all Tom would say is that he'd go, hey, Elon Musk is talking shit about Scientology, and that's it. It's over. It's over for you, Elon Musk.
He just gets to watch Tom Cruise run for an eternity.
No, he ends up getting to be in the same place with Shelley Miscavige, who is still alive, just on a permanent vacation. Anyway, enough about that. Yeah. You got anything to say about the actors?
No. All great actors, all great chemistry. And like I said, he's my highlight, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, so direction. Honestly, same thing. Aside from that weird back and forth part,
yep,
I have no complaints.
No.
I have no complaints.
I got no problem with direction.
At all.
I will never have a problem with direction when he's involved.
Yeah.
Ever.
Not at all. Not at all. Unless your name is Spike Lee and you decide to remake this movie.
Right.
And instead of doing it as a shot-for-shot remake with just American actors and telling Samuel L. Jackson to act normal, even then, I would say just watch the original.
Oh, yeah. Thirsty. A Spike Lee joint.
I mean, you had me at side-scrolling action movie or action scene. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh.
But what I loved about that movie is my favorite part of this movie is it just showed up on Showcase. That's how I watched it on Showcase, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. I haven't heard anything about this, so I'm just gonna check it out. Kind of sounds interesting, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching it and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? This guy was kidnapped and he's in an apartment jail cell and they periodically drug him, and eventually he gets to a point where he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna fuck people up. And he's punching the wall to toughen his hands up, and he's losing weight, he's getting in fighting shape, and he's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna fuck things up. And then he gets out and you're just like, well, now what, right? But that scene, when I got to that scene and it shifted to side scroll, I just literally went, what the fuck?
I know.
Holy shit.
I can't believe it, man.
But then it was almost immediately followed by, oh, fuck, oh god, oh, he's got a hammer, oh, he's hitting their toes, oh shit, the whole scene is just me. Oh, bye Titan. The whole thing is just me like, oh, it's okay, I'm okay, come here, I'm fine, I'm just, you have to understand the movie and you don't, so but yeah, I
hammer to the toes, I'm out of here.
Oh man. Or that one scene where they have him, he's got the hammer to the guy and he's just looking at him and the claws pointed right at him and they do that ... to his fucking eye.
Yeah.
Whoa. Didn't we end up watching it together at one point too?
Oh yeah, I've seen that numerous times.
Because I could have swore because we ended up, I think it was weird because we saw it relatively around the same time and we were both just like, you gotta see this fucking movie.
Oh yeah.
And we were both like, yeah, I did. And then I'm pretty sure we watched it together because we watched the hallway scene together for sure though.
I was at Trevor's place and he showed me the side-scrolling scene because Park Chan-wook's his favorite director. So he showed me that scene. I was just like, fuck.
Like,
I gotta watch this. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, I was like, I'm watching the rest of this trilogy. That's fucking great. So I ended up downloading the movies, but fuck, crazy. So overall thoughts for me, another great addition to vampire movies.
Yeah.
And anyone who likes Park Chan-wook's work will, or at least should, like this. And I've literally got a note. I am going to watch and reassess. Rewatch and reassess. But yeah, so.
Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely revisit in the future again. It's not bad. It is a great movie. Sadly, when it's stacked up against the other four in this Camcast, it's not living up to those. But it's
the least favorite out of all of them.
Mine too.
But
again, not a bad film at all.
Yeah, it's like season 2 of Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst season of the trilogy. Still fucking awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like, wow. Anybody who sits there and says like it's a shitty season, I'll actually sit there and be like, okay, but like why?
Yeah.
Tell me how it's a shitty season. Explain it to me. Don't give me this, oh, it's just because I didn't like this, this, and this. No. I want you to break it down for me because it's awesome.
Oh, yeah. So good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, now comes a girl walks alone at night.
Walks home alone at night.
Oh, right. Yeah. I always forget to put the home in there.
She's
Good thing you got your tagline.
She's going home.
This came out 2014. This is actually pretty impressive. The budget was $57,000, crowdfunded entirely.
Which blows my mind.
And they met their goal like in record time.
And if I was more into crowdfunding back then, I would have definitely threw money at this.
If I had money, I'd be more into crowdfunding, period, just because I think the concept is awesome.
It's a sweet concept.
Box office, 628,000. So while it's the lowest grossing, that's a huge multiplier.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't care who you are. When you see a budget of 57,000 and it makes 628,000, that's money.
Yep.
After the $150,000 mark for like marketing costs and everything, that's it. Everything else is bank.
Yep.
So the director / writer is Anna Lily Amirpour. I'm not sure if that's pronounced correctly, but at this stage in the game, I no longer care. The cinematographer is Lyle Vincent. Cast is short, but mostly ethnic, which isn't bad. It's just shitty for the pronunciation, just so we're clear.
I think you're going to do pretty good. I feel.
Yeah, it's actually not too bad. So the girl is played by Sheila Vand. Arash is played by Arash Marandi. Hossein, who is a very prolific actor, and when I saw him, I was like, oh! And then immediately I was like, oh, you're a junky motherfucker. I've never seen you play this dirtbag of a role, but whew, shit. Anyway, glad to see you. Marshall Manesh. It's clearly not his real name. I think that's the stage name. Then we've got Saeed, played by Dominic Raines. Ati, played by Moshen Marno. Shade, I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. Rome Shandanlu, and the cat, played by Masuka.
Ah,
Masuka. Yeah. So the basic story is, this is a story of a lonely vampire in the Iranian ghost town of Bad City. Plex describes it as an Iranian vampire western with a killer soundtrack. Explain that movie any better than that.
That's pretty solid, because it's definitely got a Western feel, and the soundtrack rocks.
Yeah. And it's also... Flex. I know, I was like, I wrote it down word for word. I was like, there's no way I'm not. That's fucking incredible. So because you said this previously, so you said upon rewatching, you liked it more.
Oh, man, it's such an incredible...
100% agree.
Incredible film.
When I told you I tried watching it and I was kind of like half dozing or whatever, I'm glad I stopped and I'm glad I waited to rewatch it because like I went from being like, well, you know, like I was kind of dozing the last time to immediately going like, oh yeah, no, that's right. I remember why I was exactly brought into this movie the second I started watching it the first time. And the first time I watched it was just because I heard about it on a whim. I think it was on like What Culture, one of those lists about foreign vampire movies, and I was like, okay. And then I told you about it afterwards too.
Yeah, you told me. I had been meaning to watch it for a long time, and I fucking loved it. And I thought like it was awesome because right away we are introduced to the fucking drug dealer Saeed.
and her, and he like picks her up type of thing. They go back to his place, and you're just kind of sitting there like, okay, all right. And he's just fucking line after line after line after line, and I was like, okay, cool, good for you. And what struck me was when her teeth like came out.
Oh yeah, like whoa. Only 2?
Don't you're gonna fucking jinx it. Don't fucking jinx it. But so the first time I ever watched that, and when the fangs came down, I was just like, oh, now that's cool.
Yeah.
Like and then she bit his fucking finger off and was kind of playing with it. I was like, this is crazy. I'm like, I don't even know what kind of fucking movie I'm watching now. This is interesting. Like, it's interesting. And then of course she fucking kills him.
Yeah.
But like, as far as vampire movies go, most vampire movies are either I feel like there's 3 categories. It's straight up horror, it's comedy,
yep,
or it's like romance.
Romance is a big one. Yep.
Okay. This, in my opinion, is probably, like, right now it's my favorite. It's probably close to my favorite take on a vampire love story. With, like, even after watching this again, like, I know I had said that Let the Right One In is my favorite, but as I was rewatching this one, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know, because this one's really good too.
This is my personal favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, but yeah. I'm edging out the Let the Right One In, simply because there was actually some parts where I could argue like that's actually can be kind of scary.
Yeah.
Where and I'm not gonna fault this if that wasn't this type of movie. Like, Chronos was a bit more suspenseful thriller. There was a bit more of a suspenseful thriller to Let the Right One In.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is like, it's like Let the Right One In, and right after that, it's Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
Yeah, you did. Got it right that time. You got the home in there.
Fucking right. But yeah, because, oh man.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like, I mean, the story. It's funny because the story is really just this fucking bored vampire girl hanging out at night and killing bad people.
Yeah,
that's it.
And that's it. That is it.
And I was like, oh man, okay. But I was in. Like, I was totally in. Nothing took me out of the movie. At no point in time did I wander. It's not even a long movie. Like, I remember it ended and I was like, oh, okay. It's
a sudden ending.
Yeah.
But one where I'm like, I'm kind of happy it ended because everything is so perfect to that point.
Yeah, exactly. Like, especially
okay,
when it's
good. Wrap it up. I was trying to look. I was looking at the quotes. I'm trying to find quotes because that whole scene with the kid. I love the dialogue. Oh. I love
that too. But while you're looking at that, I actually read a bit on Amir Kapoor, the director-writer.
Yep.
And so she intentionally showed these different facets of vampires that you see all the time. And I never thought of it in that way until she mentioned it. And then you see it intentionally in all these movies. And so one of them is the serial killer aspect. You never think of vampires as serial killers, but they are, because they hunt. They have their targets, they hunt, and they kill, right? Romantic, obviously.
Yep.
Historian, obviously, because you saw shit in her room that realistically a girl her age shouldn't have. The drug addict, which we've been talking about since the beginning of this Camcast, is the ones we've been watching this particular term. they're almost all junkie like.
Yeah.
Like they're literally like, I gotta fucking eat something. I gotta eat something, Titan. Oh, I'm so hungry. So hungry. Oh, careful.
Run,
yeah, there's all these
Titan.
cords, bud.
Run.
There's all these cords, bud. You gotta be careful. I know. I know. Okay. Say hi to Kenneth.
Hey, where my buddy at? I see a head. There he is. Oh, look at that handsome face.
He called you handsome.
Heck yeah.
You are, though. You are, though. You're the stud of the house. Okay. So, did you get that the quotes yet?
I can't find. I mean, I found some, but nothing. The only quote I could find for the girl is "I'm bad."
Yeah.
True.
I like it. She tells him.
She's straight up, "I'm bad."
Okay, yep. Go lay down.
But yeah, no, the quotes, like just reading the other characters' quotes.
Yeah.
God damn, it's written so well.
Yeah, the dialogue is awesome.
Yeah.
Dialogue is awesome. One of my favorite parts though is towards the end, and this is after she kills Arash's uncle. You know, and there's two parts of this. At first, I was like, don't kill him because he's not a bad dude, right? But then, of course, he does. Yeah, he actually shows he's actually kind of he's not just a drug addict. He's a piece of shit. And then you're like, okay, all right. But like the sequence where I don't want to talk too much because I want to save a lot of this to the visuals. But yeah, actually, you know what? I won't even mention that. I'll save it for the visuals. But I love that towards the end, Arash sees the cat. And it's like, that's my fucking uncle's cat. And then he's like, she fucking killed my uncle. And then he does that weird, like, spastic, like, I don't think I can go with you. Like, this is just not going to work. Yeah. And then he just kind of goes, you know what? Fuck it. Like, let's just. I didn't really like him anyway, so.
Yeah.
And
hey, she warned you, buddy.
Hey, I got the cat back, so I guess that's kind of cool. Let's see where life takes us, right? Yeah. And then it just ends. It almost ends like on that Mentos, like Spider-Man 2 thing where he's like. It'd be cool if they did that, eh? Where he's like, and she's got the fangs, and she's like, yeah, that's right. And then it freezes. Yeah, there you go. There you go. But yeah, like you said, it ended at the perfect time. Like at the promise of new beginnings, which I thought was kind of nice. And also, again, same with Let the Right One In. He doesn't express any desire to become a vampire.
No, he doesn't.
You know, and I also like how she like toyed with it at the beginning, but I never got the sense that she really wanted to take him. Mm-hmm. She just wanted to be with him.
Yeah.
So that's all I have for the story.
Opposites attract.
That's right. That's right.
Sometimes those dead you fall in love with your food.
Those dead bitches always trying to just be friends with their food. I like that. Yeah. They fall in love with their food. I was gonna say try to ice skate uphill, but I was like, this doesn't really work. You can't force that metaphor, Chris. By forcing that metaphor, I'm trying to ice skate uphill.
Yeah. Some motherfuckers, you know, they're always trying.
Always trying.
Always trying.
Okay, so if you got anything else with the story? No? Yes? No? Nope. Yes? We're good? We're good? Visuals. I love the black and white.
Oh, my God.
Now, had this movie not been in black and white, I still would have watched it. I still would have liked it.
Yeah.
I still would have thought it was awesome. But I wouldn't have thought it was as good. I can tell you that right now. If they released a color cut, and I'd watch it, but I'd be like, yeah, I'm never watching it again, though.
I'd watch it, but black and white is so perfect for this.
Just once. I would watch it once just to see, but when on rewatches, I would always just go back to this one.
The only thing I would want for color, it would be like splashes of red in the black and white.
I actually disagree.
And that would be it.
I hear you. Like it's one of my favorite things in Werewolf by Night, but
yeah,
I actually like that this was just well, not necessarily black and white. It's kind of like an orange and black.
Yeah, it's got that dirty.
It's got a film on it, but regardless, I almost think in this particular movie the splashes of red would have been too distracting. But it's easy for me to say that because we don't have that version, you know. But I'm not knocking like your opinion. Just so we're clear.
No, like I fucking love it, but I'm saying like if they were gonna add color, I wouldn't want a full color cut. I would just take a little bit of red, and that's all I would want.
Okay, fair enough.
So like Sin City, like how the lipstick is red.
Yeah, no, I agree. When it's done really well.
Yeah.
But I can't. I still think that part of the reason why it works so well in those movies is they're heavily stylized.
Yes.
And I'm not going to say this movie doesn't have any style because it is dripping with style, but it's not stylized, if that makes sense.
It's not shot in front of a green screen for 90% of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, again, if we ever caught a version where they did that, I mean, like, when she bites fucking what's-his-face's finger off right at the beginning, and all you just see is, like, little bits of blood in her mouth and stuff while she's moving the finger around, might change my mind a little bit here and there, and also like it's not even really that gory, to be honest. No. So it's not. So yeah, actually that might work because it's not like it's kind of like Let the Right One In too, where there's blood, but not a lot of it.
No,
I think Hakan bled more people out than she did. She fucking ate the dude into the bridge, but it was all shaded. So
yeah, and there was a lot of blood, but not with her at all.
Yeah, specifically from her, except when she killed Hakan. Strangely enough.
Yeah.
But whatever. The other thing that I thought was awesome, and this is like for me, out of all the movies, this is the coolest visual. This trumps fucking Vampire Priest, is the visual of the girl skateboarding.
Yeah.
With the, and I got the word for it. I don't know if it's pronounced correctly, but it's the chador. That nun-looking thing, that Muslim, whatever, like it's called a chador. And it's a little bit more informal, but just that visual, like even when it's like a cape, but when it's not, like when she put it on to, I think it was to kill the uncle. And I remember just being like, oh, like every time she was wearing it at night, I was like, that is awesome. Like it just looks cool. It looks like a fucking vampire.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, she looks so good.
But it looked like a vampire I'd never seen before. But I immediately was like, that's a vampire.
Yep.
Even though that's the cover of the movie. That's the cover of the movie. But still, just it's such a crazy visual that I was just like, oh my God. Like, that's the coolest looking vampire. Even take out the skateboard. Even though that adds to it immensely. But you take out the skateboard, it's still, she looks fucking crazy cool. I don't think
amazing.
There's a vampire that looks cooler than her, and that's even including Welcome in the Shadows. Those are some cool looking fucking vampires.
When they look at her and she's just there on a sidewalk, just standing there looking, like, damn.
I think for the longest time, Deacon Frost from Blade has been, for me, like the coolest looking vampire. You know, so much so that, like I said, I did my hair as best I could with him.
Yep.
I was wearing button-up shirts in the middle of summer with sleeves rolled up. I wanted to be Deacon Frost, okay? That's how much I thought he was super cool. Unfortunately, he's been bumped to like 4th now. Because we've got the girl.
Yep.
We've got fucking Vampire Priest. We got Blade. You can't not put Blade on there. But specifically Wesley Snipes. None of that sticky fingers bullshit. No offense to Sticky Fingers, but still.
No offense. I mean, if you name yourself Sticky Fingers.
What's that meme? It's like, hey, I want Blade. We got Blade at home. You're like, you're right. We do. Yeah. We totally do have Blade at home. That's exactly it. Thanks, Mom.
Sticky fingers.
And getting back to the retractable teeth, I thought that was super cool.
Yep.
For something that could have been like hokey, not that it did it all the time, but I was just like, that's fucking crazy. That is super cool. I thought that was right awesome. And this has nothing to do with the visuals, but the soundtrack.
The soundtrack rocks, and that's not just this movie. It's every single movie that Anna Lily Amerford does.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Have you seen the Bad Batch?
She's a skateboarder chick, so she listens to good music.
Have you seen the Bad Batch?
No, but that's on my list. That's on my list.
It's just like this. It's just falling in love with your food again.
Ooh.
It's a love story of a cannibal and his victim.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't normally watch too many cannibal movies, but actually, that's not true. I've watched like every fucking Hannibal Lecter movie.
When they're Jason Momoa, I will watch.
That's right. That's right. I forgot all about that.
The cast is stacked. Keanu Reeves, Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, when you fucking pull out a movie like this with less than $60,000,
yeah.
Like
you get a fat budget for your next film.
Well, and you, like I said too, the multiplier. It's like Kevin Smith too. Like Clerks did so well for him.
Yep.
You know, like he basically bet his entire life on this fucking movie, and it worked. It paid dividends for him.
Yep.
But yeah. So, what else do you got for visuals, son?
Oh, nothing. Just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, just the shadows, and it's just like, it's gothic perfection.
Yeah, exactly. Like
it really is.
It's a very
gorgeous. It's a gorgeous film.
Yeah, it's probably the most gothic movie out of all the movies on. Well, no, Kronos is gothic. Kronos is gothic.
Yeah.
100%. Kronos has got it beat. But other than that,
yeah.
You know, if we disregard that, then this movie.
Sorry, Anna, you lost out to Guillermo del Toro. I hope you can understand.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it happens.
That guy bleeds goth.
Oh, yeah.
It's just. I mean, shit. What is it? Shape of Water. Shape of Water is very gothic.
Mm-hmm.
So good, though. Fucked up. Fucked up.
Yeah.
You don't get fucked by a fish dude and walk normal the next day. That's all I'm saying.
Is this considered bestiality? I don't know.
100%. 100%. Interspecies? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. He's humanoid, but.
Yeah. He has gills.
And look, whatever. You love who you love. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. That's all. That's all I'm saying. So the actors, hey, guess what? The cast is awesome. The cast is great.
The cast is great. Yeah.
But straight up though, Sheila Vand is incredible as the girl. Like,
she's amazing. And in fact, like, I caught her in The Rental. Yeah, The Rental. Came out last year. Dave Franco directed it.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Yep.
It's a thriller, and she was in it. I was like, oh my God, it's the girl. I was so pumped.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see her in more. She's
so good. Like,
excellent.
Like, so good in the sense that while she's, like, obviously being aggressive by being, like, first of all, she's a woman walking around by herself at night in an Iranian city.
Yeah. And she's going home.
Like, you don't, but those are things that just don't happen, right?
No.
So that's like very like out there. It's almost like she's saying like, come get me.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, come get me, you know?
I dare you.
But then when she's with Arash, she's almost like meek. Like, she doesn't want to come at him like hard, and she doesn't want to be aggressive with him. She just wants to be with him, and she's almost like girly, not necessarily, but close.
Yeah, as girly as an undead chick can get, I guess.
Yeah. Luckily, they didn't say anything like, you stink. And you're fucking cold.
You're really dry down there.
You smell and you feel like death. Like it's two parts. And yes, your vagina is drier than...
You smell fish?
Well, a dead body.
Ah.
You smell fish. It's like, what don't you smell like?
No wonder that cat's around you all the time. Damn it.
Chemistry between her and Arash makes the movie. It makes the movie.
Oh, absolutely does. I mean, all the other actors are really good, but I mean, I hate to say it, but they're kind of disposable, or not disposable, but expendable.
Well, they are, because most of the time they get killed by her.
True. But I mean, anyone could have played those roles, because as long as you have those two playing those roles,
that's right.
Nothing
you can plug in
matters. Nothing.
Yeah, plug in everyone else.
Yeah.
I forgot to say, back to the visuals real quick. One of my favorite scenes, though, is when she's taunting the uncle.
Yeah.
When she's walking across the street from him, and makes it blatantly obvious that she is mimicking him. He stops, she stops. He looks at her, she looks at him. Then they start walking, and he's just like, "Hey, fuck off." I think she was about to kill him when the boy came up. I think that's what it was. Yeah, the boy came up and stopped her because she was going to kill him. And then he came up.
Man, that stuff with the boy was so good.
That scene is awesome. I love
basically saying, like, I'm watching you.
Yeah, well, because she's like, "Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy?" And he's just like, yeah, I guess. You better stay good, because I'll be watching you. And if you're not good, I'm going to get you. That kind of thing. It's a horrible paraphrase, but that part there, I think, would have been another make or break, though, because the chemistry between those two are also really good as well. And this is a fucking young kid acting here, but that was I like that scene because it established she's not just killing anybody. Yeah. She's a vampire, and yes, she has to eat, but she's specifically targeting bad guys. Okay. Not bad women, but just bad guys,
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, fuck it. We could use a lot less bad guys in the world.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like, there's a certain group of guys that are sick of hearing about how bad guys are, and it's like, well, okay. But there's some shitty dudes out there, so
yeah. Well,
as long as you're doing your best not to be shitty, then you got nothing to worry about.
There's bad girls too, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's bad everybody out there, but
girls suck too.
In this case, we're talking about the men, and
exactly.
A lot of shitty dudes.
Black lives matter. Yeah, all lives matter. It's like, that's not the point, asshole. Okay, the point is that for the longest time, there's been a despairingly huge chasm between the treatment of one group of people versus another group of people. For instance, if I beat somebody up, I would get less time if Black Chris beat the same person up. Okay? That's just how that works. All right?
It's true.
Or Native American or Indigenous Chris. Indigenous Chris got caught with some weed. He's going to serve more jail time than White Chris, who gets caught with weed. That's the disparity. Okay? And it's just facts. Sorry about that, but facts don't have feelings, and if you get bent about it, look inwards, son. Anyway, so getting back to the actors, Masuka is probably the best cat actor I've ever seen. Better than the cat from Homeward Bound. I said it, ladies and gentlemen. For the other person that's watching, because you're the only person watching this.
So wait, are you voting Masuka top pussy?
Yes. Yes, I am. You know what?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Even topping fucking what's his face as a cat in What We Do in the Shadows. Fucking cat face, or his face on the kiss. Like, what the fuck? We can turn into any animal, but our face can't change. I thought this is the stupidest. Why would you? I know why. Because I'm crying laughing thinking about it. That's why. Okay. What do you got for actors? You got anything for actors? Because we're wrapping it up. We got direction.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay. This is an almost perfect movie.
Well, you say almost. So what makes it not completely?
I don't. It's hard to say that it is. It's probably perfect, actually. You know, I think I'm just trying to be modest.
Oh, okay.
I think what it is. I think what I wrote this because, like, I'm still saying that I think what Let the Right One In is the better vampire movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's tough because I feel like they're. I'd have to say they're both perfect movies. You know, so I don't want anybody that saw my Camcast.
Well, which one is more perfect?
Yeah, which one is more perfecter?
Oh, well, that one's got color, and this is black and white.
Yeah. The other one had was also mostly shot at night, and yet outside it was brightly lit.
It was
because this one was shot in a city under streetlights and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the lighting was a bit better, but it wasn't like I have to like. To be fair, the brightness did take me out of the movie because I remember thinking the entire time I was like, "This is fucking so bright." Like, how does the bitch walking the dog not see from 40 yards that this guy has been letting blood out of this one fucker? So then, even though I think it's my favorite vampire movie, that's why it's not a perfect movie. Whereas this one, nothing took me out of the movie. I think there it is. Yes, you're correct.
Boom.
This is a perfect movie because nothing took me out of the movie at no point in time. I was in, and then once it was over, I was still kind of with it because I was like, oh, man, that was so good. Same with Let the Right One In. By the end of that movie, I was still kind of like, ooh, this is something. Chronos is the same way. Thirst is the same way. All these movies, I was like, this is something. Unfortunately, Thirst was, you know, the least amount of time I spent doing that.
Yeah.
But still, it's okay because it's like being the tallest short guy. Still good. Still good. Oh, I got a note here. One of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to a director. Confidence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oozing.
Oh, this is oozing machismo. That's how confident this fucking movie is. It's ascended a new level of confidence where now it's like Razor Ramon confidence, okay?
And the girl is the bad guy.
The girl is the bad guy right there. Yeah. And instead of toothpicks, she's got retractable fangs.
Yeah.
But she fucking told the story exactly how she wanted to with no studio bullshit.
Now, this is kind of like we cheated a little with this. This wasn't shot in Iran.
This is a cheat. We explained this is a cheat.
Yeah, like this is a U.S. film in Iranian.
Yeah, it's set in an Iranian city called Bad City. There's not one white person. Like, they're all Persian or Iranian or like they're not. So yeah, some of them are American, obviously. Yeah. But so it is a cheat, but I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I don't care either.
What do they say? Come at me. Come at me. But they mean like literally at me on Twitter. That's what they mean. I mean, come at me. Oh, wait, hold on. Where's the camera? There it is.
Not with fists.
There
with
we go.
At symbols.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I love the idea too that she crowdfunded it, got the money she needed to make the movie, made the movie, and then went, here you go. And some lucky guy was just like, okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
let's fucking throw this in the theater and we'll see what happens. And then it makes like a bajillion times its budget. Like, fuck, man.
It's incredible. I wish I could have seen this on the big screen.
I would have loved, like, if this, sometimes they should just re-release movies.
They really should.
Because fuck, like, I would pay top dollar to see this again.
Oh yeah, me too.
In the theater, no less. Even if it was tomorrow, I would see this in the theater, like, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Other than that, my overall thoughts are incredible. Just a great fucking movie. That's it.
That's it. And I agree completely.
Oh man, it's just so.
It's masterful. It's absolutely masterful.
Yeah, exactly. It's a masterclass in.
Especially for first-time filmmakers. Like, if they watch this, like, it's really going to show you that you could do it. You can do whatever you want. Exactly.
Kronos is another example because that's also a first-time movie for him.
Yeah.
Granted, the budget on that is much higher, but still.
Yeah.
But even that too, that they're like, as first-time actor or first-time director, here's a fucking big giant case full of money.
Mm-hmm. But
Go
like
nuts.
you said, it all comes down to confidence again. Like she had this tiny budget, these unknown actors, didn't shoot in color, and I'm sure that had something to do with costs. But she went in with the confidence and gave us a fucking crazy good movie.
Well, okay, so an example of a first-time director without confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the director of Dark Phoenix?
Oh, Simon Kinberg.
It was Simon Kinberg, okay?
Yeah.
Was that his first time directing a movie?
I think so.
Because he was part of the writing for almost every other X-Men movie.
He's a writer.
Yeah.
I think that was his first time directing.
If I remember, so that's an example. And if it isn't, I apologize.
Yeah.
But again, I apologize too for the off chance that you see this, Mr. Kinberg. But that movie, I didn't see any confidence from the director. And I know that this is a studio movie, okay? And I know that it is also, unfortunately, coming up diminishing returns franchise.
Yep.
For the next or the new class, okay? So I know that there's a lot of shit stacked up against him. And of course, it's also a movie with a bunch of suits going, we want all of this. We want this. And, so you have to navigate all that shit, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, nothing in that movie suggested confidence, except maybe the Quicksilver sequence. But that's almost a cut and paste of the...
Oh, the train sequence is fucking good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
People like to poop on that movie, but I mean, that train sequence is fucking nuts.
Yeah, no, I agree. But overall, though, so you have one scene that you've got confidence. Okay, great. But the whole movie, most of these movies that we've been discussing bleed confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and say probably... well, I mean, as far as studio-backed movies, it's an unfair comparison.
It's hard because
it's an unfair comparison. None of these movies,
they don't have the final.
So it's not fair. But I mean, well, even look at X-Men Apocalypse. There's more confidence in X-Men Apocalypse than there is in Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, but that's because Bryan Singer's full of himself.
Sorry?
That's because Bryan Singer's full of himself.
Right. Well, to be fair, he's been able to do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
With absolutely no repercussions.
Yeah, whatever he wants.
Allegedly, because I don't actually have any proof, but you don't hear a lot from Bryan Singer right now.
No, he hasn't said anything since he did half of Bohemian Rhapsody, got kicked off, and then that was it.
Well, But even like a guy like like Harvey Weinstein.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody fucking knew. Even guys like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. You know, and you think, yeah, but did they? And you're like, no, everybody knew. Okay.
Yeah.
But they didn't say a fucking word because he was powerful.
That's true.
You know, so
that guy ran Hollywood.
Yeah.
You're
right.
done. Yeah.
Like Bryan Singer, full of himself. Yeah. But again, actually, fuck it. What was Bryan Singer's first movie? Wasn't it Apt Pupil?
I believe so. Yeah.
Confidence. Okay. Confidence.
Well, he got X-Men off of that, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, X-Men 1, Confidence.
Yeah.
And that's a make or break movie. X-Men 1 was a make or break movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you could argue that it was a guaranteed smash success. You could argue that, but it wasn't.
Nope.
Okay.
Not even close.
It wasn't a guaranteed smash success. And yet, here we are.
Here we are. Yeah, we are.
So overall,
incredible.
They're all amazing movies. Every one of these movies should be like top vampire list for movies, like for the next however long.
Yeah. But like we were saying, like we talked before, like there's so many vampire movies when you don't realize it until you sit down and you think about it, you're like, God damn, there's a lot of good vampire movies.
Exactly.
Like Interview with a Vampire. You just mentioned that. And I never remember that one when thinking vampire movies.
And yet lately I've been like going back to that and I'm like, I gotta fucking watch that movie. Because I remember being struck by the fact that it was probably the first time I've ever seen Tom Cruise play a bad guy.
Yeah.
And a good bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And even that had like a lot of crazy visuals. Like the fucking where the hell were they? They're watching a play or something, and he literally like takes a bite out of that chick's tit, and then they got the bite mark with the blood coming down because, of course, they all wear like white linens and shit like that. So
yeah, well, you know, obviously.
Oh, so many crazy visuals in that. I gotta rewatch that movie. I can't wait. But then you watch was Vampire Lestat?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Stuart Townsend was a pretty decent visual stand-in for Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he was all right. But that was all about Aaliyah, that one, right?
Like, yeah.
She was the standout for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved what
Queen of the Damned is what it's called.
Sorry?
Queen of the Damned is what it's called.
That's right. I keep going back because I've actually read The Vampire Lestat. That's the sequel to Interview with the Vampire.
Right.
And then Queen of the Damned is the book after that, which I read. I might have only read about half because that was a little bit tougher to get into.
Yeah.
But and then I watched the movie and I was just like, I don't know. Movie was okay. Like
it's okay. It's good as a standalone, but if you compare it to the same universe
exactly.
as the other one.
Yeah, exactly. There's no comparison, actually.
There really isn't.
Absolutely no comparison.
No.
Anyway, so now we mentioned a couple of times.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this one a little bit differently. Now
the palate cleanser, as you were calling it.
That's right, the palate cleanser.
Yeah.
I am gonna go through budget and cast and stuff like that. But then after that, we're just gonna basically giggle.
Dive. Yeah.
So anyway, What We Do in the Shadows, we've referenced several times in this Camcast, came out in 2014, budget $1.6 million, box office $7.3 million. They should have greenlight the werewolf sequel immediately.
Oh.
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
So it's directed and written by Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi, and it literally is a mix of both of these guys.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you can't separate one or the other. It's a fusion. It's like I literally worded it like this the other day, where I was like, it is literally Flight of the Conchords meets like Taika Waititi, and we've put vampires right in the middle, and that's the sandwich. And that's it.
That's it.
So the cast is this is gonna be a tough one. Viggo von Dorna, Smarten, Shedden, Heimberg, sorry. Fuckers. Taika Waititi. This one I like. Vladislav the Poker. Jermaine Clement. And
the Poker.
His, like, he literally, like he said in the interview, it was Bram Stoker's Dracula, like Gary Oldman's Dracula. That's him.
Yeah.
He's like, I just ripped it off. That's it. That's all. Deacon Brooke is Jonathan Brugh. Peter.
Oh, Peter.
Fucking Ben Francham. We got Nick, played by Corey Gonzalez Masur. Probably my favorite character, Jackie, played by Jackie Van Beek. She's the familiar.
Yeah.
She's my favorite character because she's sitting there the whole time taking care of them during the day and making sure like they're taken care of and blah, blah, blah. And the whole time she's just like, fucking, you could totally do that. Then they show up with this Nick dude. She's like, what the fuck? I fucking do everything for you assholes. And this dude shows up and, well, fuck you. You got Catherine Heimberg, Ethel Robinson. So she's like, this is fucking Viggo Heimberg's girlfriend or wife or whatever the fuck. I love when it's just like, I know they see us together and they're like, what is she doing with this man who's like 400 times her age? He's like, but, and she's like, it doesn't matter who you're in love with. He's like, they call me like Cradle Snatcher. And then I was like, oh, they call you Cradle Snatcher. And then I was like, oh, right, they say snatch over there. And it means something entirely, it actually means to grab at something, not vagina, which in the Western world, that's what snatch means. If you hadn't heard it, now you know, Kenneth.
What? Snatch? What?
Yeah. Then we've got Anton, played by Rhys Darby, and he is the head werewolf. We got Pauline, played by Elena Stageco. That's Vlad's ex. Officer O'Leary, played by Karen O'Leary, and Officer Minogue, played by Mike Minogue. This was actually one of the first movies that I watched in this house when we moved in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was on Netflix. I was a couple of beers in, and I was like, I think it was like the second weekend we were here. So everything was kind of a little settled, and it's just kind of getting used to the stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I've always wanted to watch this, so I'm going to fucking watch this. And then I just giggled and drank, and it was a great time. But like, it's funny because like you forget like in 2015, because you're like, oh, it's a mockumentary. Oh, that's fine. And then you're like, oh yeah, 2014, everything. Everything was a mockumentary.
Yeah.
But whatever, fine. This fucking movie's so stupid. Like, it's just so stupid. I love how it opens with a group of filmmakers have been given special access to this special secret society, and they've been explicitly promised that they will not be killed. And you're like, this is okay. And then you get this opening montage of these guys fucking cleaning. And they're like, I love it because it's set in modern times.
Yeah,
but these assholes are dressing like like fucking 14, 15, like when they were vampires, like when they were born or whatever. That's how they dress, and they just never stop dressing the same way.
I love that first shot of them together walking down the street. They're all from like different centuries.
And not one of them is wearing a modern piece of clothing to save their life.
Oh man.
It's just like, what the shit? It's just absurd. I couldn't imagine walking down the street at night and then seeing fucking dudes. Like, honestly, I'd be like, oh, this is probably just some sort of a dress-up thing, or it's like they're LARPing or whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think they were vampires, but I would definitely be giggling. I would definitely not be like, these are, I'd be like, oh, those are nice suits, nice costumes, whatever.
Jermaine Clements got that fucking top hat. going off about the beast the whole time.
The first time they go in his room, it's just this giant orgy, and then shuts the door real quick, opens it up, it's all normal.
Everything's gone.
This is my torture chamber. Like, yes, it is your torture chamber.
Oh.
I was like, this is the fucking absurdest thing ever. I was like, this is so funny. I can't wait. This is awesome. Like, they're going through. He's like, this has been on dishes, been on your name for like 50 years. It's never changed. He's like, vampires don't do dishes. Like, what do we like? You eat him and then you clean him up. You don't put him on a plate. Like, you're right. You don't actually do that. Or fucking Vlad is like, well, the other day I dragged that body down the hall and I noticed that it was less dusty. So I swept. Yes, you did. You did actually sweep. Oh, fucking hell. Oh my god.
Oh man. I love Peter.
Peter's awesome.
I love everything about Peter.
I love
the first time I saw Peter, I was actually like, holy fuck, he's scary as shit.
I know. I did the same thing. I was just like, oh geez. Oh geez.
You just watch Peter react to these idiots around him.
He's like this the whole time, just And of course, I love that they're all shit scared of him too, because he'll kill every one of them.
Oh yeah, he's the oldest one.
It's just fucking like, what the shit. And then when they kill or they make Nick, and they're like, you can't tell anybody that you're a vampire. Immediately, I'm a vampire. I'm a fucking vampire. I love when he's just like he's like, hey, that guy, that guy from Twilight? That guy from Twilight? That's me. I'm him. That guy from Twilight. I'm him. The guys in the bar are just like, okay, cool, whatever. Or even at the beginning when they're trying to get into the bar. And I never thought of it like this, but they're like, we can only go in if they invite us in. And I was like, like, so like, you can come in. And it's like, so would you let us in? Do you give us permission to enter? You're like, are you kidding me? This is so fucking funny. I never in a million years thought of it in that concept. I always assumed that it was just my own personal house.
Yeah.
Not any establishment. And so, of course, Nick gets to chop in there so he can invite them in. So they can party. It's like, fuck, man. Why? Fucking just kill me like this.
Oh, frick.
Or how about when Nick is all pissed off because what's his face? Scott or Steve or whatever, the guy who shows him all the tech.
Yeah.
He shows him how to use a computer. And Vlad gets so addicted that he doesn't eat anything. Because he has to be on there to spread the dark words. This is like, what the fuck?
Oh man.
Oh.
This movie is just.
I think there's some werewolves in the area. It's just like, what the fuck does he say? Oh my god. Oh, I can't remember. He says something, and then all of a sudden it's like, "What? You want to start something?" It's like, "No, I don't want to start anything." And it's just like, he says, "Except you want to smell each other's crotches or something like that." It's like, we don't smell our own crotches; we smell each other's crotches. And he's like, "No, stop. That's not helping." And the one guy goes, "Yeah, whatever. We got Captain Faggot over there," and it's just like, "Hey, we're werewolves, not swearwolves."
Swearwolves.
And then they go, well, yeah, well, it'd be like a bundle of sticks. Why don't you go chase one of these sticks? And one of them fucking
one of them goes. One of them goes.
Just like, and I love Rise Darby, so when I saw him, I was like, yes, yes. And then when they said it's a group of werewolves, I'm like, oh my god, even better, even fucking better. This is great. And then he starts almost changing, and it's just like, look, it's not a full moon. it's not a full moon. You're lucky.
Oh, I love it when they go to fight and the visual of them just like floating like wire fu style back and forth at each other.
And it's like this too, like they get right in and that's all it is. Like when he was vacuuming the side of the fucking stairs and it's just this shit wire food. Their feet are fucking dangling. That fight scene is priceless. Like
that fight scene is so good.
It's so good. Oh my god.
Man, they need to make another movie together.
Well, I'm gonna watch the show and see how that is. Although I have a feeling it's gonna be just as fucking funny. My favorite part about this entire movie, though, is that when I first watched it, I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny, and I'd recommend it to people. I'd be like, if you haven't seen it, you got to see it. But every single time I watched it since, I laugh harder.
I know. It's so funny. It's ridiculous.
Like, I mean, I have to say, aside from another seminal classic, Dracula Dead and Loving It, it's probably the funniest vampire movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, easily. And I just watched Dracula Dead and Loving It, and I still love that movie. But this is the funniest vampire movie of all time. I have to rewatch Dracula Dead and Loving It just because I feel like personally for me. But then again, I'm like you though. I'm a sucker for Leslie Nielsen's style of humor. Yeah. So like movies like that's another perfect storm too. That one, like this is Clement and Waititi, and that was Nielsen with Brooks. I mean, which is weird that they didn't partner up sooner, right? Because like you watch Mel Brooks movies and it's the same style, just gag after gag after gag. And when I say gag, I mean like you've got sight gags, you've got word gags, you've got like physicality gags, and that's one scene. It's that Simpsons style of humor where like if you freeze frame anything in that movie, you're gonna pick out 4 or 5 jokes. But watching it seamlessly, it's like you have to keep watching, rewatching. But fuck, I don't know. Like right now, I'm saying this is the funniest vampire movie I've ever seen. I might rewatch Dracula Dead and Loving It and be like, no. This is the funniest fucking movie. Because like I love Leslie Nielsen. It holds up. Of course it does. Of course it does. Still so funny when he shows up with like the fucking Gary Oldman hair and he takes it off. It's a headpiece. And he hangs it up. or he walks through the spider web and Redfield's behind him and Oh, I thought I could walk through it too.
Renfield alone, and I love Yanush.
Yeah, Yanush.
But Renfield was fucking holy shit, because he was in the psych ward for chronic masturbation or something like that.
Yeah,
because he was a sexual deviant. Oh my god! Like fuck. This movie is so fucking funny. It's so stupid. I didn't realize I forgot how short it was too.
Oh,
like when it got to the ending,
like 80 minutes.
I was just like, "What? Oh, it's over already?" I was like, "Oh, okay, all right."
It just it never lets up. It's just fucking cry laughing for 80 minutes
fucking
straight.
Selfies, the selfies. or when he's getting a text message and it's like, there's a crucifix behind you. He's like, ah! He's like, it's just fucking. Oh my god! So,
oh man,
fucking the scene where what's his face, where Nick eats the fucking French fry, and they're like, "No, you don't want to do that." He's like, "Why?" And then he's projectile vomiting, straight blood, repeatedly, and he's furious. He's just like, "Are you kidding me? Chips is my favorite food. I can't even fucking eat them. This fucking sucks, man. This fucking sucks." Oh my god, I forgot about the projectile vomit scene when I saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this is so good.
So over the top. Just...
and repeatedly too. It's just all over, like it's just a puddle, a fucking puddle, almost a river, or I guess a small pond of blood.
A small pond, yeah.
But still, holy shit.
Oh.
Whew.
Yeah.
So
that's
so yeah.
So yeah, we like that movie.
we sort of kind of like that movie.
Oh.
So there it is, guys. That's 5 international vampire movies. 4 if you want to get technical, but if you want to get technical, there it is.
There it is. Still got...
Well, I can keep forgetting it.
There it is. Yeah.
I feel like I could have pulled a JP, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's this one. Turd nuggets.
Oh, that was great. I would love to just thank all our guests that came on tonight.
All 0 of them?
All 0. We had one porn bot come by.
Yes.
I looked at the comments lit up. I was like, oh man, comments. And I opened it up. It was just all like porn bot shit.
You're like, oh no, cool, bro. No. I don't need that.
Thank you, past 336 fun. Yeah. Sorry, I had to block you.
Yeah, exactly. Too bad, bro.
Yeah.
We don't watch your shit. Well, so the live was a bust, but we'll see what happens.
I mean, whatever.
We'll see what happens.
I enjoyed it. I think people will like it as they watch it. Maybe. You know what the thing is too? Like, we're on Eastern Standard Time. Like, if we did this late at night, I think we would get more people.
Yeah, but, fair.
But I don't want to do it late at night.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Late at night for Chris is like, I don't want to. I just want to watch comfort shit that I constantly watch for comfort, or I have it off in the background when I'm watching YouTube. Yeah. I don't want to entertain guests after a certain hour.
Old farts.
Oh, speaking of entertaining, are we actually going to Will's tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the plan.
I have to say though, earlier when he was messaging,
Yeah.
I felt bad when he got to the point where it was just like, or like you could come to my place. There's UFC, like anything. Is anyone out there?
I looked at it, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm down with it. I'm down with whatever. Like I just wanted to.
No, I know, but like I loved how there was a specific space of time between that, and then when you message, I was just like, I like
everybody alive.
Yeah, but like for us, the problem with like for me specifically was like we were trying to get everything ready for that stupid.
You had your
bullshit that we had to finalize. Yeah. So apparently, it's all finalized now.
Well, that's good.
So from now for the next like week, we should be, by the end, like Friday next week, it should be settled.
Nice.
Yeah, which is good because next week is going to be a busy week for me. Big, like, separate your parents' place.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think I'm doing something with Michelle's dad.
Oh, nice.
Well, not specifically, like us with him. I think he might be coming here or something.
Okay.
For a guy that's like, I don't really know what I want to do for my birthday. I don't think I'm really going to do much. I got a fucking packed weekend.
Yeah. You're filling it up quick.
It's like, I fucking told people, like, I was like, look, I don't know what I'm going to do because it's the first one after my dad. And Michelle's like, yeah, no, I understand. And all of a sudden it's like, well, you got a dinner at your second mom's place. And I was like, so she asked you.
Yep.
But it was cute though, because your mom messaged me later.
Yeah.
Or no, she called me later and it was just like, yeah. So just wanted to make sure you weren't busy.
She messaged me and she's like, do you think Chris would like this? I really want to do something for him for it's his 40th birthday. We should really do something for him. Like, yeah. And this is literally like a day after you told me, I don't know what I want to do.
I know. Like, I was just like, this is fucking nuts. Like, I was like, I don't really know. I don't think I'm going to do anything. And then all of a sudden I get lit up with like, Michelle was just like, hey, so, Trudy's like asking about cakes and, what do you want to do? And this and that. And I was like, sure, tell her I'm in. She's like, oh, I already did. I was like, oh, cool. I forgot I don't actually have a voice.
No. Not
only do I not have a voice, I also don't have the rhyming word for it, choice.
You're just an accessory to bring places. Oh, this is my new bag, and this is my husband.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, so Geek Pantsers, when you watch this later, thank you.
Yeah. Well, no, seriously though, thank you. I mean,
all jokes aside, we'll be doing more live stuff, so get used to that. I don't know how often, but we'll be doing more live stuff.
I'm going to figure out a way to do it in the same room.
Yeah, that'll be the next step.
That is the evolution.
Well, the first step is that somebody's got to get that fucking room cleaned.
Yeah. Apparently,
I don't want to point fingers or name names.
This is the dumping ground for when the house is getting cleaned, apparently. It's getting closer. Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, honestly, the fact that you guys are subscribing is awesome for us. Like, it means a lot to us.
Subscribers are blowing up.
All jokes aside, awesome. I don't care how you watch this. You watch us live, awesome. You watch us later, awesome. You watch us on YouTube, that's great. You watch us on Facebook, that's great. You watch us on Twitter, great. Instagram, great. GeekPantsMedia.com, great. You listen to us on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud.
The list is long
great.
now.
It's all great.
Yeah.
However you consume our content, that's how people say it, right?
This up. There, I'll help. There you go. There's some help.
Sorry?
I put a thing on the bottom here, a banner. There, that's where you can listen to us, everybody.
Cool.
Right
I don't see it. I don't see the banner.
Oh, you don't see it?
I saw every other banner you put. I don't see this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw all the titles you put up.
It might be there for everybody. It might not be.
Whether or not it is, regardless, we appreciate you. We love you. We hope that your lives get better. Period. And we hope your lives are awesome already, and that they only get better. That's what we want for you.
Exactly. We're not assuming that you have shitty lives.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a lot worse before we came into the picture for you.
Of course it was.
Absolutely.
Dark, scary times before we started gracing them with our presence.
Like Vlad on the computer, scary and dark. The poker.
I have to spread forth my dark orders. They're like, can't you eat something on the way? Can't you eat something really quick on the way? Because he looks just absolutely haggard. That's probably one of my favorites where they're just like, well, can't he just eat something? Oh God. Oh God. Oh, I forgot. John Wick 4 trailer. Did you watch it?
I did watch it, and I posted it all over our social media.
Holy fuck.
It looks amazing.
Holy fuck. It
looks amazing. And Tom Holland officially signed on to Spider-Man 4 today. Woo!
Well, you know, it's been about a year. It's almost been about a year. So I had a feeling it was coming up soon because, like I said, we're coming up on about a year since he was just like, fuck off, guys. Give me a year.
Yeah, I
okay?
need a break.
I've had blockbuster smash after blockbuster smash, except for Uncharted. Other than that, that still made money, but didn't do the way they wanted it to.
Yeah.
But again, it's like, fuck, I don't get it.
It was a fun but forgettable film. It's exactly what I said about it.
That's how I felt with the trailers. I haven't seen it yet. And I felt like I'm gonna like it when I watch it.
You'll like it,
but I'll never watch it again.
No.
Or if I do, it'll be one of those where I'm like, oh right, yeah, now I remember this movie. Yeah. But I have a feeling that when I watch the movie, I'll go, oh yeah, no, I've seen this movie a few times before.
Yeah, I think it was called Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Did Nathan have tits before?
It might have also been called Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But regardless, so John Wick 4, holy shit.
Oh, it looks awesome.
I saw one negative comment, which I thought was absolutely hysterical. And they said, the story gets smaller and smaller in every movie. So I don't even think this one will have a story. And I was like, what?
Yeah, what?
It's like every one of these movies
has a story.
And to be fair, it's not a lot.
No.
Like the premise for the first one was, fucking retired ex-mob enforcer.
Yeah.
He living a life of happiness. Wife dies of cancer. She gifts him a puppy so that he still has something to love because she knows he'll go back to the old life. And then that dog gets taken from him.
Yeah.
And the car, but mostly the dog.
And the car. Yeah, but the dog.
And that's the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you watch the second one and you're like, well, the concept is pretty easy. This story would never have happened had he not went back in John Wick 1.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate that Italian dude. I hate him so much. The thing I hate the most, though, is I'm like when he goes, look, John, it looks like you went back to work. I'm sorry, but you have to do this. And I'm like, oh, fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you. And John, he's right. Like, like you say you're not back in, but you fucking lit up New York.
You're back in.
And you also lit up this fucking car factory. Right at the beginning of the movie, you lit all that up. So I'm sorry, I fucking hate him too. I hate him probably as much as you do, but
you know who I kind of want to see him fight as a villain in these movies? Wesley Snipes.
Yep.
I would love to see them cast Wesley as the villain in one of these.
I haven't seen him recently though.
To be fair, I've seen stuff.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't think he's one of those guys that's gonna let himself go.
No.
He's not like a fucking Steven Seagal. He's not like that guy who's so delusional that thinks he's still in peak physical And to be, and I'll say this, I'm not even going to say this to be fair. It's not like Steven Seagal was ever in peak physical condition. Okay.
No.
Like even what was it Out for Justice? Is that the first one? Or is it Marked for Death?
No, Out for Justice was, or Above the Law.
Above the Law, I think, was the first one.
That was the first one.
I think that was the first one.
Yeah.
Even in Above the Law, where he looked his youngest for Steven Seagal, because he always kind of had that old fuck face. He was just skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Like
his ponytail is bigger than the body.
Yeah. Luckily for me, I don't have those strands.
Yeah.
Like when you slick it back and you still have those dangling strands.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's probably because I don't style my hair like that on purpose, because that would be ridiculous.
Come on, grow a ponytail. You know you want to.
But like I mean, in terms of his body type, you could put him in the same category as Bruce Lee, but the difference would be like that guy works out.
Yeah.
Like you're just not fat. That's
He's
the
got
difference.
abs.
But yeah, other than that, like, so to get it back to Wesley Snipes, at no point in time am I looking at Wesley Snipes going like, this guy's gonna CGI out that belly for poor old Wesley Pipes there. I don't know why I said Pipes. That's a porn star.
Pipe. Yeah.
But anyway, regardless, I think that would be a good fight. I have to agree. I think that'd be really fucking cool.
They're around the same age. I think it'd be great.
And also, I'd also like to see Carrie-Anne Moss.
I agree. We need the full trinity.
Ever since Lawrence Fishburne graced us in John Wick 2, I was like, we need to see it. Yep. We need to see it. I don't care if she helps him or if she's against him. I just want to see it.
Just anything.
That's it. That's all. But other than that, so next year's going to be fucking stacked for movies.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fucking gross. But we get to see John Wick 4, Mission Impossible 7, a bunch of superhero movies, a bunch of, I might check out Indiana Jones. I might not. Dune 2. Dune 2. Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot coming out next year. And they haven't even announced it all yet.
I mean, fucking Doom 2 is probably the most surprising because how quickly it's been since Dune 1.
Yeah.
They wasted no fucking time getting that movie going.
Oh, it was like announced within, 2 days?
Yeah. I know. And I was like, guys, you don't even know if this movie is going to make money.
Yeah.
Because they didn't at that time.
No.
But, I mean, I guess they kind of
If it didn't make money, that'd be stupid.
Yeah. I mean, for it to make that kind of money in COVID times.
Well, that's the other thing, too. Opening up on HBO Max, side by side.
That's the other part.
It made good money.
Yep. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Geek Pantsers.
That's it. That's all, folks.
It's a weird face to end on. Yeah. On that note, too, you have yourself a great night, pal.
You too, buddy.
Peace, love, and all that other shit.
Much love to you.
That's right.
All right.
I'm out.
See ya.
These pancakes are delicious.